to stop it because I don't want it to happen to somebody else's daughter.
But now,
I believe that Rebecca was murdered and that her mother's covered it up.
Mom says that she's being bullied.
Do you know this woman?
Never met her. I think she's insane. She's bullying, she's stalking, she's harassing. In my opinion, she needs mental help.
Today, they come face to face.
I know that Rebecca did not commit suicide.
What do you base that on?
12-year-old girls don't do it like that.
How do you know that?
You harassed me.
I have not harassed you.
Leave us alone.
I want your daughter's case reopened.
It's not your daughter, it's my daughter.
On the morning of September 9th, 2013, sadly, 12-year-old Rebecca Ann committed suicide by jumping from this silo in her hometown. An investigation led to the arrest of 2 teenagers on charges that Rebecca Ann was so severely bullied that she took her own life.
The entire nation has been gripped by the story of a Florida teen who took her life after allegedly being bullied by 2 other girls.
Rebecca was last seen leaving her Lakeland home. Rebecca's body was found nearly a day later, just blocks away at a closed cement plant.
Rebecca Fedwick climbed one of these abandoned cement towers and jumped to her death.
It is raw, and it is disturbing.
We see multiple blunt force trauma from her fall.
Rebecca's sisters found comments posted 4 days ago that said, "Nobody cares about you. I hate you, and you deserve to die."
I lost my 12-year-old sister because of people at school telling her she didn't need to be here anymore.
It appears that this all started over a boyfriend issue. Rebecca was absolutely terrorized on social media.
The bullies won. They got what they wanted. They wanted her to kill herself. It left all of us heartbroken.
More than a month after Rebecca committed suicide, 2 of her former classmates, just 12 and 14 years old, are arrested accused of bullying her to death.
If there's someone criminally responsible, you can believe that we're going to hold them responsible.
Well, as it turns out, charges against both teenage girls were ultimately dropped. For Rebecca Ann's family, it should have been a time to start the grieving process. But instead, a whole new nightmare began. Tricia, Rebecca Ann's mother, says a woman she has never met started an unbelievable online cyberbullying campaign against her and her 20-year-old daughter, Summer, accusing them of murdering Rebecca Ann and covering it up. Tricia says it all began because this woman says she saw news stories and was drawn to the fact that she had the same name as Tricia's deceased daughter, Rebecca Ann.
In March of 2014, a friend of mine sent me a message and told me that some lady had made a group on Facebook and she was claiming that my daughter Summer murdered my daughter Becca and that I was covering it up and made it look like it was a suicide. She feels an affinity with my daughter because they share the same name, Rebecca Ann, and she's also claimed to have a vision in her head of what happened that day. And in that vision, she states that Summer and Becca were arguing and Summer hit Becca upside the head with a baseball bat or something big. I was very shocked that somebody could just accuse a family of those horrible crimes just out of the blue, not even knowing the family. We've had nothing to do with her death. There's no cover-up. I have never met Rebecca Ann Talley. Rebecca Talley is waging this online campaign against my family. I get messaged quite a bit from different people because she posts in 60 groups, tweets 255 times in one night. Every day, Rebecca posts a screenshot with some crazy accusation or hurtful thing, and she will give them my email address, and they will message me, "You should be in jail, you murdered your daughter, or you covered up the murder." It is very hurtful. When I messaged Rebecca, she basically told me that she was never going to stop. She's bullying, she's stalking, she's harassing. In my opinion, I think she needs mental help. I'm definitely worried that this woman might harm me or my children.
Well, Tricia is being joined by her attorney, Matt Morgan, and Tricia was here a few months ago for a show I did on the devastating effects of cyberbullying. So thank both of you for being here, and thank you for being here again. Tricia, what do you make of this?
I think she's insane. We've been dealing with this for 13 months now.
Do you know this woman?
Never met her.
To this day, you've never met her?
To this day, I've never met her.
Who are we talking about here? Rebecca Ann says she has no doubt that Tricia played a part in her 12-year-old daughter's death. Take a look.
I believe that Rebecca was murdered, and I believe that her mother's covered it up since day one.
12-year-old Rebecca Sedgwick climbed one of these abandoned cement towers and jumped to her death.
I heard of a news report about a little girl, Rebecca Ann, who had committed suicide, and I'm Rebecca Ann. So it did strike a nerve. There's no way that a 12-year-old girl would jump off of that to kill herself. I saw the video of Tricia, and she started to speak. I knew 100% that she was lying.
Rebecca's being threatened. You know, these girls are saying that they're going to jump her.
I don't know one mother that could have been on camera that dry face 6 hours after their daughter's body was found. I believe Summer and her mother conspired to cover up what Summer had accidentally done to Rebecca, and I can see it as a vision. I believe that Rebecca and Summer got into an argument. Summer went berserk on her and hit her with something. It was either a baseball bat or a softball bat, something long and hard and metal. I can see when Rebecca got hit, she was sitting in the recliner. It's clear as day. I believe that if they took a forensics team in there and sprayed it with luminol, it would light up like the sun, with blood, right in the living room floor. I think Summer was very jealous of Rebecca because she was thinner and smarter. I believe it bothered Summer, no doubt. Anybody that tells me that Rebecca killed herself because of bullying is completely misinformed, and I will fight till the death to prove that she did not do that. A lot of my proof is my own intuition. I have created the advocates for the reopening of the Rebecca Ann Sedgwick death investigation Facebook page. I started it with 71 people, and now there are over 600. I spend about 4 to 5 hours a day posting. Within a week, I got a message from Tricia, and she was very upset. And I told her, I believe you know exactly what happened to your daughter, and I'm going to fight to get her case reopened. She told me I was crazy. I believe Tricia is a pathological, lying, malignant narcissist. If she goes to prison, that's her own fault. I want justice for Rebecca.
Well, this woman is here. Rebecca Ann is here, so I want to ask her to come on out, and you'll actually meet her for the first time. And I have some questions for her, as I'm sure you do as well. Rebecca Ann, I'm Dr. Phil.
Hi, Dr. Phil. Nice to meet you.
Rebecca Ann, this is Tricia. This is her attorney, Matt Morgan. So tell me how you come to be involved in this.
I was watching the news, and I looked at the silo whenever they showed the shot of it, and I said, there's just something about that. Like, I just do not see a 12-year-old girl jumping off of that. None of it seemed right to me. No 12-year-old girl would do that to themselves because she laid there and suffered. She didn't die right away.
You said you looked at this silo and
it did not seem to me that a 12-year-old girl would jump off of a silo and mutilate herself as a suicide. You know, 12-year-olds.
What do you base that on?
It's just a feeling. I mean, just to look at it, I didn't say for sure. I want Rebecca's case reopened. No 12-year-old girl is going to jump off of where she's not going to be found. She didn't write a note. They're saying that the only note. I don't know that. I'm just.
But you said that. How do you know that? What is your? Do you have background in training in adolescent
Absolutely
suicide?
not. And I told your show that. I have no.
How do you make that statement like that?
That is a statement that I made to other people. 12-year-old girls don't do it like that.
How do you know that?
I'm not saying that I know that for sure. That is my own opinion.
Okay, you're entitled to your opinion, but this is a family, a mother,
right,
that's in a grieving process, and based on your opinion, you
See, I haven't bullied her online. This is the whole thing. I haven't bullied her online. I have reopened Rebecca's case. Too many questions.
Rebecca Ann has a long list of accusations and assertions against Tricia about the death of her 12-year-old daughter, but how do her claims stand up against the actual facts, medical examiner's report, and what took place that terrible, terrible day. We're going to go into all of that after the break.
Since I realized that Rebecca was murdered, I decided to use the internet as my platform to reopen her case. Rebecca's mom and I have each other blocked. However, she has admittedly put spies into my group. Someone does send her screenshots of what we show in our group. People have told me I was crazy. I've lost friends. I've had people say, oh, you're still doing that. Absolutely I am, and if you don't like it, I will 100% wipe you off of my Facebook because I believe 100% that her mother has covered up her death.
Tomorrow on an all-new DrPhil.
My stepdad molested my son.
Let's check your air and your tires.
He said, Pablo touches me.
Cindy made this all up.
A grandfather accused.
Oh, I miss you, sexy butt.
You don't think it's odd for him to say that a child has a sexy butt?
He's just a very playful guy.
The child says he's been touching him.
I know children go through different stages.
They don't go through that stage.
Is he a molester?
Your husband took a plea.
Correct.
People plead out generally because they're guilty.
Or falsely accused.
I did not touch my grandson, sir.
That's what you pled to. You're saying now that you didn't do this.
That's tomorrow.
Rebecca Ann Talley is a woman that has been harassing and falsely accusing our family of murder and cover-ups for 13 months now. Because of this harassment, our family has been unable to grieve. I'm pissed off and I want to do something to stop it because I don't want it to happen to somebody else's daughter.
Well, Tricia's 12-year-old daughter's tragic suicide made national news in 2013. One woman was immediately struck by a unique similarity to the victim, and they shared the same name, Rebecca Ann. She says she felt a connection to the child and even had a vision that it was not suicide at all. Rebecca Ann is convinced that the deceased teen's mother, Tricia, covered up the real cause of her own daughter's death because the real cause, according to her, was murder. Do you have anything you want to say to her?
Yeah, you need to stop. You need to stop with the false accusations. You need to stop harassing my family. You need to leave my daughter alone.
I have not harassed your family.
Yes, you have.
You have harassed
Did you
my
not go
family.
to my son's page, my 16-year-old son's page, and take screenshots?
Oh,
yes,
yeah, I sure did.
What we do
and I put
in
him
our
in my
life
closed
is none
group.
of your business.
I never, ever smeared you on
It
internet.
doesn't matter.
I put him in my closed group.
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
You don't know us. We don't know you.
Absolutely,
we want you
I
to
don't.
leave us alone.
I want
Leave
your
us
daughter's
alone.
case reopened because I can
Leave us
guarantee
alone.
you.
It's not your daughter. It's my daughter.
I know it, and it's Rebecca's daddy's daughter too, and he wants her case reopened
This
too.
has
so
nothing
you tell,
to do with
I don't care. I wish he was on the stage.
Okay, well, I want to focus on how it is you know that this is murder.
I never said I know. I think.
Well, let's look at what you said.
I think that it is murder.
Let's look at what you said.
That it has
Because you said it in writing, and we interviewed you.
You know, I'll be honest with you. You guys have picked apart my interview yesterday and put on some things that were very
well, we
much
actually
out of
recorded
context.
the entire interview.
Good.
So we have recorded its entirety.
Good.
Because
And I think the
oftentimes I
fact that
find
Rebecca's-
that people
I
want
apologize.
to. I feel that people want to sometimes say they're taken out of context. So we've recorded the entire thing. So we can
I understand.
reference it in its entirety. You said, and I quote, when they played a 3-second clip of the mother crying on television,
It wasn't 3-second. It was a 30-second clip.
I assumed that everyone would not feed into that kind of.
Yep. It was 6 hours after her daughter was found dead. She's saying suicide. She tells everybody else that she didn't say it was suicide. But I've spoken to the detective, and he told me she was the first one to say it was suicide and never said a word different.
That's a lie, too.
That's what the detective told me on the phone. I wish he was here, too.
You
Yes,
said,
sir.
I have kids of my own, and it would only be natural for a mother to shed tears.
You can't hide true grief.
You can't
cannot.
hide true grief. So you make that as a pronouncement as though you
I
have
don't
some
believe you can.
expertise in
No,
this.
I don't.
No,
I make
you
it,
don't.
People say things
That
I
is
don't.
an asinine statement.
I agree. I agree. I agree that you cannot say that. But my only fight is to reopen her case.
That is an asinine statement. Wait, listen, for you to come on here and say that is an ignorant statement.
Well, you know what I think is ignorant? I think it's ignorant that all of these charges, and since there was no bullying for 7 months before Rebecca died, that's in the case file. There's no, why do you think they dropped the charges?
Case files?
Everyone grieves in their own way.
That.
They grieve very, very differently. And at one point, one mother or father might be in complete shock and have totally flat affect. Another might be in a complete blubbering meltdown. Another could be in complete and total anger. So for you to say that, it is completely wrong. It is completely wrong.
Oh,
you then went on to say, if Tricia claims she saw her daughter Sunday night before her death and she was fine, then there is no way this little girl would go kill herself if she was really fine.
No, I didn't say that. I don't think...
No, actually, you did say that.
When did I say that?
You said it in the pre-interview, and it's recorded.
The pre-interview, all right.
This don't tell me you didn't say it. You did say it.
Okay. I don't believe that let me just say, I'm talking from myself. If I went to bed on Sunday night and my daughter was fine.
Said this?
Your producer, who was definitely, when I say that this producer was definitely leading me on to say those things, I will say that. You guys can say whatever you want.
Quote, I mean, come on. If Tricia claims, so you were led to say that.
Look,
you were led to say, I mean, come on.
I mean, come on. Yeah.
So the producer
I do not believe Rebecca
Well, I'm going to give her a raise because she's really good if she led you to say that. Did she lead you to say Tricia is nothing but a liar and everything that comes out of her mouth?
Oh no, she did
all
not.
Lies?
Yeah, I said that. She has been asking for money to start a nonprofit since December of 2013, and recently she's still asking for money to start this nonprofit that she still has not started. And
are you starting a nonprofit?
Yes, I plan on it.
She's been planning on it for
Rebecca's Stand Against Bullying.
And what do you intend to do with that?
To speak at schools and other youth groups and stuff like that about the effects of bullying. And steps that, they need to take.
I really wish we could have had Rebecca's dad here.
Yeah. You actually say that you had a vision. Quote, I know that Summer killed her sister and got away with it because her mother, Tricia, helped her remove the body.
This is very upsetting to me because I didn't want this to be about my vision.
This May.
When you were with her, were you involved with other women?
Yes. Hey, I'm not married, yo. I'm not married.
The stories are more intense.
He rubs my face and hits my head against the wall.
That did not happen?
No.
It's sad how much you lie.
No, you're the crazy. Can I talk now? Because she keeps speaking over me. That's not class. Learn some class.
An Amish mafia star comes under attack.
You think he steals money?
I really believe so. You're gonna sit here and lie all day or what?
I can't trust him. He's one of those Amish guys that controls their women. Let me talk.
Only on DrPhil.
You said no mother could have a dry face after 6 hours into her daughter's death.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe it?
I don't believe that she could sit on stage or even in her yard and talk about how Rebecca committed suicide.
So you just don't believe a mother could have a dry face 6 hours after her daughter's death?
I don't believe that she should be able to say that it is suicide, and the investigation hadn't even started. The investigation hadn't even started.
I was not the one that ruled it a suicide.
You may not have been the one who ruled it, but you're the first one that said it.
No, I was not.
Well, then why would the detective tell me that?
The detective did not tell you that.
Yes, he did tell me that over the phone. Yes, he did. Oh, my God. Yes, he did.
No,
yes, he did.
And that's not what his report says either.
Yeah, yes, he did. And I quote him. She's never said anything other than suicide to us from day one.
Okay.
Your daughter's biological father is on the phone. His name is Ken. Ken, are you there?
I am.
I'm here with this other Rebecca Ann, this woman that is making what I consider to be some unfounded and outrageous statements, and she is citing you as being I think, a complete and unbridled supporter of the things that she is saying. Is that true?
The only thing I support is that my daughter did not commit suicide. I do not support any of the things saying that her mother has anything to do with it.
Yeah, you won't.
Well, she has said here that, I haven't gotten to this yet, but I'll let you listen to this, because she's saying, I wish he was here, I wish he was here, because she's saying some very outrageous things, and so now he's here, so you have him here, so we'll just let him respond to some of these things. She says that you actually say that you had a vision, and I'm going to read your quotes. These are the quotes Rebecca said. I started to get a vision about Rebecca. I think she came to me when she died. In my vision, I saw Rebecca's sister hit her on the head with something because they were arguing. She killed her. I don't know how this vision came about, but it just did. I could close my eyes and see Summer swinging on Rebecca over and over. I could also see them yelling at each other. That was your vision, Rebecca, correct?
I wasn't sure if those were the words, but yeah, I can see it.
But that is what you said.
You laugh all you want to.
That is what you said your vision was, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Ken, do you support that kind of rhetoric?
I do not.
No.
Okay.
That's the first time I have heard that.
I just wanted to be sure. I just wanted to be sure. She also went on to say that she believes that after this murder, that your ex-wife helped move the body.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that before either.
She said, quote, I know that Summer killed her sister and got away with it because her mother, Tricia, helped her remove the body. That's the woman you're aligned here with, Ken. I just want to be sure you understand.
This is very upsetting to me, because I didn't want this to be about my vision. This was supposed to be me coming on here and to try to help get Rebecca's case reopened, because that's all I wanted. I never put anything that you have on your paperwork right here. I've never put that stuff online because I didn't want it to ruin Rebecca's case getting reopened. This is the only time that I've said that.
All that's online.
No, what's online is that you're a liar.
It is online.
That's what's online.
That's not the only thing
what's online. Anyone can look up. Feel free to check the internet, folks, because that is exactly what I've put on there. In my own group, I have posted what you've posted. I've
and added your own 2 cents in.
I can add my own 2 cents in my own closed group. You're not in it. Anyone that asks me to be in that group, those are the ones I put in it. I know that Rebecca did not commit suicide, and she needs her case reopened so that she can have a voice. She did not commit suicide, and I wholeheartedly believe that.
Well, you know what? Let's just take a break, and we'll come back and hear what the medical examiner had to say. The medical examiner is the one that made the determination in this case, and the medical examiner's findings are that the cause of death was blunt impact to torso and extremities. The 12-year-old girl died as a result of suicide. She was not killed by anyone. This was part of the narrative, because I looked at other body areas to see if she was sexually assaulted or strangled or thrown from whatever height. Came to suicide conclusion based on injuries and what happened to her prior to the event. Was given information about what was going on in the victim's life. Did not rule this suicide because the law enforcement told her to. Did not accidentally fall off the tower. Even if bullying was taken out of the equation, it would be ruled a suicide, not accidental death. She did not go there and accidentally fall. There were no injuries indicating she was grabbing for something, trying to save herself. If she was pushed, the body would have landed further away. She was not dead and thrown from the height. So these were the medical examiner's findings pursuant to the examination of the body after this tragic event. And Ken, that was your understanding about the medical examiner's findings as well, correct?
No. I don't know what you're reading there, but I have the medical examiner's findings that I got from the sheriff's department, and it says nothing what you just said.
Well, those are the findings in the record that are in your daughter's file. And Ken, to be clear, you don't share Rebecca Ann's opinion that your ex-wife caused your daughter's death.
I do not stand behind that at all. I do not support that theory at all.
You don't believe she was involved in moving the body after your daughter was murdered?
I do not.
Do you believe that her daughter Summer beat your daughter to death with something?
No, I do not.
Okay, so you don't support any of the contentions of Rebecca Ann here, other than you would like to see further investigation into the cause of your daughter's death?
That is correct.
All right, Ken, we'll let you get back to work. Thank you.
I appreciate it, sir.
On 8/21/13, and the source of this is the Polk County Sheriff's Office. You can go back and see, what your daughter was researching at the time, and here are the things she was researching on the cell phone. How many over-the-counter sleeping pills does it take to die? Things not to say to a cutter. Magnolia Center for Eating Disorders. What percentage is considered overweight at 13? How do I cheat on my boyfriend? How do I get the blade out of my razor? I need you to tell me you love me syndrome. How many Advil to die? This is the history of the searches that were on her cell phone.
Rebecca didn't kill herself the way that she threatened, all these things that she threatened to do.
It's none of your business.
I want her case reopened, and I will fight. I
don't care, but you're going to stop slandering my family in the process.
I am not slandering your family. I want her case reopened, and so does her dad.
You said, I can't wait to see her face when Rebecca's case gets reopened. I'll be at every court date. I can't believe her lawyers haven't dropped her ass yet, or at least told her to shut up. Lies, lies, lies. I don't believe I've seen anything like it. We're going to find out what happened to Rebecca and why her mother and sister lied about it. How is that not slander?
I totally believe that they lied about it.
You tweet, if only her right leg and hip were damaged, then what killed her? A broken leg doesn't equal death. Her cause of death was multiple blunt force trauma. Rebecca's mother has sent me a cease and desist order. I told her I wiped my ass with it.
I sure did.
Reopen Rebecca's case. What are you hiding?
That is in response to Rebecca's mom's tweet to me that the only thing that was hurt was her right leg and hip that was broken.
Yeah, because
that's what you said.
That's what you said. With a baseball bat.
You never heard anything about Summer when this was done.
We'll talk to Tricia's other daughter, 20-year-old Summer, who says Rebecca is stalking her and she wants her to stop. She'll join us. We'll be right back.
My mom and I are being bullied online and being called all these hurtful names. What Rebecca has done to my family is a constant reminder of my sister's death.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil.
My stepdad molested my son. My husband would never hurt a child.
I miss you, sexy butt.
You don't think it's odd to say that a child has a sexy butt?
That's tomorrow.
Tricia lost her 12-year-old daughter, Rebecca Ann, whom she calls Becca, to suicide in 2013 following extreme cyberbullying. Rather than grieving her loss, Tricia says she has spent the last 13 months being cyberbullied herself by a complete stranger. She says the stranger, Rebecca Ann, started an online campaign accusing her of being complicit in her daughter's death. Rebecca Ann's main theory is that Tricia's 20-year-old daughter, Summer, murdered 12-year-old Rebecca Ann. Summer says these accusations are completely untrue, hurtful, and Rebecca Ann needs to just stop.
I don't know Rebecca Ann Talley personally, but she's been harassing our family. She claimed that I beat my sister to death because I was jealous of her. I did not have anything to do with the death of my sister. I loved her. She was my best friend. Rebecca Talley is doing the same thing to us that happened to my sister. My mom and I are being bullied online and being called all these hurtful names, saying that I'm overweight and that my sister was prettier than I am. It made me feel low. She's a cyberbully. What Rebecca has done to my family is a constant reminder of my sister's death. I definitely believe I'm dealing with a sick woman.
Summer, I'm glad to meet you. Sorry for the occasion, but I'm glad you're here. Her theory is that, I guess, in this vision that you had, that she beat her sister to death, and I think you said that you found out that she hated her sister. How did you find that out?
There was a video that I found that Tricia has deleted now. It's a video of it's a video of Rebecca filming Tricia and her and Summer, and Rebecca is talking quietly on this video, and that's not the only thing, but it just kind of reinforced the fact that they're not as close as all of these little pictures that show them. That's the truth.
You don't know what happened behind closed doors.
You're absolutely right. I don't.
Exactly. So why are you sitting there accusing me of murdering my sister?
That's what I think happened. I'm not accusing you of it. I never said 100% you did it.
That's really. That's why you posted it.
Well, then let's get her case reopened and let's all find out.
You want the case reopened for all the wrong reasons.
I want Rebecca's case reopened because
Why? Because you want your theory to be right?
You said, I know that Summer killed her sister and got away with it.
I think. Everything.
You said, I know.
But you know what? I don't know. I think. That is my theory, okay? It has been my theory since day one. But it doesn't matter what I think. There are enough reasons for Rebecca to have her case reopened.
You know it all, right?
I don't know it all, but I hope
you sure act like
I hope that there's an independent investigation into her death, and I hope that they listen to neither one of us and do it all on their own.
They're not going to listen to you because you're crazy.
I hope that they don't listen to you either. And you're a liar, and so is she. I may be crazy, but why? Let me ask you a question. Why would Rebecca's dad want her case reopened
Do you know
also?
either one of us?
Why would Rebecca's dad want her case reopened?
Leave Rebecca's dad out of it.
Oh, I'm sure that you would love to leave him out of it.
No, this is between
I'm sure
me
you
and you.
would.
This is
because
between
I'm
me
sure
and you.
that he has a lot to say when it comes to you.
This is between me and you.
You, in your visionary wisdom, want this case reopened.
Not visionary wisdom. You're kind of mocking me.
I think you are reckless.
That
and
may be
I
the
think
case.
you are a bully.
That's okay.
Ladies, do you think you're having a midlife crisis? Did you act recklessly trying to recapture your youth by having an affair or walking out on your family? Do you now regret what you did and you're needing help trying to repair and put it all back together? If that's true, log on to DrPhil.com and share your story. We can't do this show without you, our studio audience.
If you are going to be in the Los Angeles area and you would like free tickets, go to DrPhil.com and click on Be in the Audience.
Because we have a lot of fun here, don't we?
Or you can call 323-461-PHIL. That's 323-461-7445.
You have decided that you, in your visionary wisdom want this case
It's
real.
not visionary wisdom. You're kind of mocking me, but
Yes.
you know, you can mock me all you want to. But I would very much like to see this little girl's case reopened.
I think you have revealed your thinking and your theory.
I did, and I'm not shy about it either.
And I think you are reckless.
Maybe so. Maybe so. Maybe so. And that may be the case. That may be the case.
And I think you are a bully.
That's okay.
And I think you are highly intrusive into this family's grieving process.
What about her daddy's grieving process?
For your own,
This has nothing
for
to
your
do
own
with him.
entertainment.
Because I feel like Rebecca's
Let me
dad has
finish.
not gotten to say anything on
Let me
this.
finish.
Sure.
And I think that if you have a feeling as a member of society that this case should be reopened, that there are mechanisms for which you can ask for that to be done. And those mechanisms exist within the legal system. Instead, you have chosen to grandstand on the internet and draw attention to yourself and make these sensationalistic statements to aggrandize yourself. And to me,
That's not why I've done it.
To me, I think that is unconscionable. And when you say, oh, I've got 600 people in my group, and they sent me a cease and desist act, and I wiped my ass
I
with
told
it.
him I wiped
Well,
my ass with
that's really, you should really be proud of that. That's a really,
They actually, you know,
that's a really proud
the thing
statement.
is that I feel
And-
like Rebecca's father's not gotten any kind of
I'm not
attention.
talking to Rebecca's father. I'm talking to you.
Okay.
And Rebecca's father, he and I had a conversation.
Yes.
And I told him that I would be more than happy
Yes.
to help him in any way that I could.
Right.
If he wants to reopen this case.
Wonderful.
Because he's not doing what you're doing. You've created this group of people that you have in this private group. And I actually have some thoughts for you folks that are in that group, and I'll tell you what they are right after the break.
My daughter, Becca. She was everything that was good in the world.
Hi, this is my random video.
I want to remember her smile, and I want to remember her silliness.
I miss everything about Becca. I miss her goofiness.
I like pickles.
She was very sweet. She had the biggest heart.
She was an amazing person, and she had that smile that could brighten up anybody's day.
I think about her every second of every day. I miss her so much. So much.
Ready to get real? Go to DrPhil.com for advice on relationships, parenting, finances, and more. Plus, weigh in on your favorite episodes, share your stories, and find support in the Dr. Phil community. When you sign up for the community, you will automatically be subscribed to the Dr. Phil Show newsletter. Log on to DrPhil.com today. I'm very passionate about cyberbullying and bullying in general. In fact, in July of 2011, I was invited by then Congresswoman Carolyn McCarthy to bring my battle against cyberbullies straight to Capitol Hill, where I testified to reauthorize and amend the No Child Left Behind Act, which is part of the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, to include bullying and cyberbullying so we could make it part of the curriculum in the schools, so we could talk about these things in a way that people understood. You have intruded on this family's grief process. You have insinuated yourself into the healing process of people that have lost a family member through no wrongdoing. There's something that goes on in bullying called bystander responsibility, and you know what? If you're part of that, you're just as guilty as the person that's doing it. Shame on you.
I know, I agree.
If you have a feeling that something is amiss here, then, you know, write your congressman, write the authorities, you know, send a letter, do whatever you do. But if you're aligning yourself with somebody that says, I'm wiping my ass with a legal document, lies, 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 I have a vision that a sister's beating somebody over the... I mean, come on. That is just, I'm sorry, it is irresponsible.
I've never posted that.
It is just irresponsible. And, you know, to you guys, I really hope that you wall yourself off from this. I really applaud the fact that this stand against bullying that you are, you know, wanting to do in Rebecca Ann's name. I do hope that you go forward with that. And, you know, I have a foundation, a DrPhil Foundation, Robbins Foundation, When Georgia Smiled. If you do go forward with that, the two of us would like to join together and start it off with a $10,000 donation. If you do that, because anybody that wants to step up and fight against bullying and cyberbullying, we partner with organizations all across the country, and we certainly would like to join in y'all's fight against it. And Matt, I certainly hope you explore every legal remedy to hold people accountable that are harassing your clients and their family, and you're in very capable hands with this lawyer. Thank you for taking your time to be here, and I hope this goes well. I want to thank my guests for being here today. We'll see you next time. Thanks so much. Appreciate it, guys.